Okay, hello teacher, hello everyone. This is the class about expressions in past tense. This class is presented by Leonel de Jesús Lizarán Rodríguez from the group LI5A for the subject English 5. So here we go. Expressions in past tense. We have two ways to express the past into different tenses. We can do it with past simple or present perfect. First of all, let's going to see how we can express past situations with the simple past. Okay, we can use simple past, as the name says, to express situations or facts that are over. Let's put attention here. They are over, they are complete, and they have specific information, for example, the time, who, where. But in this case, let's going to focus on the time. In the example says, I finished my homework yesterday at 10 p.m. So the action is completed, and a specific time period is provided here. So let's going to read this hint that we have here. It says, we know the action is over because a specific time is provided. In this case, the specific time is yesterday, and even more specific at 10 p.m. In this case, as we say, the action is over. It's in the past already. Then, let's going to see the way that we use the present perfect. Okay, using present perfect. We use present perfect to express facts that started in the past but have a continuity in the present. So the difference here between simple past and present perfect to express past situations is that in the simple present the actions are complete. They don't continue in the present anymore. They just have been completed before. But then in the present perfect the actions began in the past but they continue nowadays. Let's go to see an example. I have lived in London for 6 years. So in this case, the subject began the action 6 years ago, but the person still lives is still living in London. The action is not finished. It continues nowadays because the person is still in London. As an example and a description that I have here is that this means that the subject started living in London 6 years ago, but she or he still lives there. So as we can say, it could be specific because here we are specifying when the action began. But of course we don't specify when the action has been completed, when the action stopped, because the action is still continuous. So in this case, we don't use a specific time in present perfect. So we have more uses. Well, yes, we have more uses, of course, in present perfect. So we have here that we can make reference to an unfinished period of time. For example, it hasn't rained this year. Or we have another example, I have worked so hard today. What does it mean? That in the first example, well, first of all, let's going to read the part of the bottom. It says, in both examples, temporary line is not over. Neither the year nor the day haven't finished. Yes, that makes sense. Why? Because it says it hasn't rained this year. Maybe I could say that idea in the month of June, or maybe in the month of August, but the year continues. There are still 4 months left, so the year is finished, and it hasn't rained. So here we can say that the period of time is unfinished, and in this case the action is not completed. But if I say here, I have worked so hard today, I have worked, the action began in a period of the time of the day, but the day hasn't finished, and I haven't finished work. Or maybe I just finished, but I just say that I have worked so hard. Does it make sense? Okay, let's going to continue. We have more examples, don't worry. Then, for reiterated actions in an unspecified time between past and present. For example, Carlos has watched that film 6 times, or maybe Johanna has visited them frequently. Okay, let's going to put attention in this. Carlos has watched that film 6 times. Here we're providing an unspecified period of time or an unspecific time. We're saying, yeah, that Carlos has watched the film 6 times, but where the sentence is not mentioning when those 6 times happen. For example, we're not saying that Carlos has watched that film 6 times. That the first time was the last week, the second time was 2 days ago. No. Or for example, that Carlos has watched that film 6 months ago, 3 months ago, and then 2 weeks ago. No, it's not specific, but we have here a period of time. Or Johanna has visited them frequently. Johanna has visited them. The action is there. But frequently is not a specific period of time. It's frequently. We know that is frequent. But it could be, for example, every week, 3 times per month, but it's not specific. It's just frequently. We don't know when. Then let's go to the next way to express past using present perfect. So it says that finished actions in a very recent past. So the action is done here, but we must now get confused with the use of simple past, because in simple past the action is complete, is done, it doesn't have any consequence in the present, and the action has a specific period of time. It could be yesterday, it could be 2 weeks ago, but in this case it must be recent. And very important, we use here the just. For example, I have just finished explaining this topic. Well, I haven't, but it's just an example. I have just finished explaining this topic. It means that it could have happened 30 seconds ago, 20 seconds ago, or even 1 hour ago. For example, someone can ask me, hey Leo, haven't you finished explaining that? And I can say, I have just finished. As soon as you got here, I have finished. Or, for example, Joe has just cooked the dinner. In this case, Joe has just finished cooking the dinner. That might be 30 seconds ago, or maybe as soon as he turned the stove off, he said, okay, the dinner is done, it's cooked already. And then it's just 30 seconds ago. The action has happened recently. Then finally, I know we want to go and have some meal, maybe drinking a glass of water to go out, but don't worry, we're almost done. Finally, when the temporal dimension is not relevant. For example, someone has stolen my wallet. Or, have you tried meditation? What happened here? We don't specify and we don't even mention the temporal dimension. We don't mention that, for example, someone has stolen my wallet 3 hours ago, or someone has stolen my wallet 5 minutes ago. No, we don't mention any temporal dimension. We just mention the action that has been completed. Have you tried meditation? We don't say, have you tried meditation these days? Or have you tried meditation 2 weeks ago? No, we just put it like that. Have you tried meditation? No time is here. So these are the ways that when we use present perfect and simple past, to use them to express past situations. Okay, so that's it. I hope you have understood this explanation about the expressions in past. Thank you very much.